The body count continues.
Welcome to episode 40 of The Body Count Continues.
40. We're so close, Marianne, to the half century. Well, we're 10 away anyways. But this week, we're going to talk about killer pussies. I know that much. Not Scary Movie 2. That's for another day. Something that maybe even funnier. Uninvited. Which has an alternate title that you preferred. Was it just Killer Cat? Wasn't Killer Pussy?
I don't know that it has an alternative title, does it?
Maybe I've dreamt it then.
Possibly. But we watched a movie about a killer cat who gets his powers after being genetically altered in a research facility. He's now a mutant cat.
Yeah, they inject it with like nucleus, whatever you want to call it, and it spawns another evil cat out of this regular looking ginger cat that just goes around killing people on a boat because he gets on a boat. Like that's the whole story, is a killer cat on a boat taking out some pretty bad actors. But also George Kennedy from The Naked Gun, he's there as a heavy. He's the name that the movie's sold on in a way.
He's just the old guy who's there to ruin the party. But your standard house cat ends up on a yacht that belongs to a multimillionaire who's setting sail with a few women that can be best described as like video vixen types. This old dude who's not really all that attractive, but I guess he attracts these younger women on the basis that he's a millionaire.
Yeah, he's rich and he has a boat.
And one of these women finds the cat and brings it aboard.
Yeah, she's very insistent on bringing it aboard. And this guy, who's supposed to be like this tough kind of rich mob boss archetype, he just folds whenever these teenagers push back against him. I think they're supposed to be teenagers, right? Or young adults, whatever. But for like a tough guy that's got these henchmen and he's killing people and all that, he just folds whenever these guys push back against him to get on this boat with him. And originally he invites just the girls, but they bring their guys along. Because without guys on this boat, you don't get all those scenes of white people dancing that we love so much.
It's a little bit weird to me.
What's weird?
I thought that was very weird. Like I don't know, if I invite somebody somewhere and they show up with people that they have invited, I'm not going to be too happy. Feels like you're overstepping a little bit. This rich guy clearly wants to I don't say he wants to sleep with these girls, but he kind of
Well,
does.
he's sleazy, yeah. Like that's his plan, isn't it? To make moves on them.
So I'm pretty sure he doesn't anticipate these girls inviting much younger and better looking guys to join them on the boat.
Yeah, they bring a couple of cock blockers. And he does try to get them to leave because he's fleeing the law because he's just had this guy killed in a jacuzzi. This guy that they've been working with, he's a spy from the authorities, or like an inside man that he has that for whatever reasons, the trust breaks down, and he invites him to come look at his jacuzzi, fully dressed, where they drown him. And it's not George Kennedy who's the big guy that drowns him. It's this other nerdy looking dude that does all the dirty work. I guess they couldn't pay George Kennedy that well for him to get his hands dirty. But it sets the tone, I think.
The details being completely unimportant to the story other than the fact that they are evading criminal prosecution.
Yeah, but it just set the tone for how unserious the movie is, with this guy clearly walking into a trap, getting drowned fully clothed in a jacuzzi, before they take off the boat where this, as we said earlier, this genetically modified cat is there to wreak havoc. How about the car park scene? Or the parking lot scene, as you would call it in Canada?
Yeah, so when it attacks people, the mutant cat emerges from the regular cat's mouth. Effects-wise, it's silly, but it's also kind of well done in a way, because it could have looked a lot worse. The parking lot scene kind of makes me giggle. It's just so stupid. The whole movie is so stupid, really, but very surprised by how much I enjoyed it. It's really just a lot of dumb fun. Accompanying them on the boat is Rachel, the boat's captain, who is trying to buy the boat back from this millionaire. He took the boat from her. It used to belong to her dad. And she's trying to buy it back. And she's the sexy captain.
Is she? I think she's all right.
I like her.
She your favorite girl in this movie? Because I enjoyed the other actress. I forget the character's name, but she's really acting, this one blonde girl.
She's not acting. She's doing aerobics.
She does do aerobics at one point. Well, no, I'm talking about all the other scenes where she's overacting. She thinks she's Meryl Streep. Kind of a false final girl. I felt like early early on they were setting her up to be the final girl.
There's no way. Like, all due respect, they were so dumb. Like, so many red flags with this millionaire, Walter, and George Kennedy, who I guess is like Walter's number one henchman. His
Yeah.
number two. So many fucking red flags. But these dumb girls don't care. They just want to go on a boat ride.
Yeah,
Whereas
party.
Rachel, the captain, she seems to be the only one who's capable of critical thinking because right away she knows something is very weird. She doesn't want to leave, in fact, but the cops are closing in on them, so they insist on pulling up the anchor and getting the fuck out of there right away. So yeah, I kind of feel like Rachel's the smart one. She knows something's up. I mean, none of them know anything about the cat, but she knows something's up with this guy. He's very shifty.
He's not shifty. What do you mean? Like, I trust this guy with his evil mustache and his alcoholism. Like, he's always drinking. Walter.
He's like Julian from Trailer Park Boys. He always has a fucking drink in his hand. Probably steps out of the shower with a drink in his hand.
Well, I'm pretty sure I've seen Julian do that in Trailer Park Boys.
He has. He
Like peak
drinks while he's
Canadian
driving.
comedy.
For sure. Walter agrees to let these three party crashing boys come along, and only under the condition that they work as the boat's crew. So they have to work on the boat, they have to prepare meals, they have to clean up, they have to do everything.
Yeah,
Which
they're
is
taken
kind of
on
a bit
board
of a
as
bait and
crew,
switch
really.
because they thought they were coming along for like some fun boat day. I would have been like, peace, I'm out. This just feels like a lot of work for minimal payoff because, spoiler alert, nobody gets laid.
No, this is a sexless movie. It's a boobless movie, in fact. They do tease nudity at one point, but it's one of those movies where it only ever teases. And yeah,
You get
these four
side boob.
guys, a little side boob, yeah, and a little dancing and a lot of drinking, but mostly just people trying to survive a killer cat.
For such a silly 80s movie, silly premise,
Yeah.
I would really expect more boobs. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
this feels like a prime vehicle for a lot of boobs.
yeah, it has everything else that you'd expect out of a cheesy late 80s horror movie. As the practical effects that are kind of terrible, but also amazing because it's clearly a hand puppet. It has great gore, I think, anyway. Has sleazy man, but no
Sleazy men,
nudity.
half naked women, but they don't.
Never fully naked women.
No, it's kind of a bummer. But the movie's still good regardless. But I just like picture Joe Bob's face when he sees the zero boob drive-in total. It's just kind of wah wah.
This would be a good Joe Bob movie, actually. Like, apart from the lack of nudity, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're running out of time on that, I'm afraid. Got, what, 2 more episodes left of Joe Bob? On Shudder, at least.
3 specials
3.
left.
Amazing. There's
One's
still
coming
time
up
for them
in
to kick
July,
Uninvited.
in a month, something like that. But
Yeah.
no, this would be a good Joe Bob movie. Who knows? Maybe the next special is a summer special. And this would fit right in, being that it's on a boat, it's summery. Who knows? Maybe we're ahead of the curve for once.
We're gonna for once, exactly. Like, we're about a decade
Because
behind everyone else
I
when it
can
comes
never
to horror.
I can never guess those movies. They finally set sail, and in the middle of the night, the cat claims its first victim. A drunken Albert is killed alone on the deck by the cat. He falls into the water. And then when everybody finds some of his blood the next day, they dismiss his death as accidental, knowing that he was drunk. They just assume that he fell overboard. Except for Martin, one of these boys that's been invited on board. He's very inquisitive.
Yeah,
He's a
he's the sharp one
biologist.
of the group.
He decides to inspect a blood sample and observes that the blood cell count was abnormally high. It's a bit weird. I don't know. For like a 20-something, you're invited on a boat with all these hot women.
Time to do some biology.
He doesn't fit the archetype for these movies, but he is my favorite. He's the only one of the men who has half a brain. These other men are so dumb.
So he's your favorite character out of them all?
Yeah, him and Rachel. It's hard to have an interesting character in a movie as stupid as this, but I
They're as
find them
close as it gets, as people that
Yeah,
have motivations.
pretty much. Later, our billionaire attempts to sexually assault Bobby. That's the one you like. You couldn't remember her name. It's Bobby.
Yeah.
And somebody pulls out a gun. Lance, one of the younger guys, tries to intervene, but he gets shot in the shoulder. And then the cat finally emerges and bites Mike's Achilles. Mike, that's George Kennedy. Like, chews half of his fucking ankle off.
Yeah, and the setup is so stupid for this as well, because he drops his gun, but instead of like bending over to pick it up, he just sort of tries to like maneuver it with his foot. It's such a contrived setup just for this cat to attack him, but it's so good.
He's critically wounded,
Yeah, the cat's like peeling off his skin and flesh. It's
and
it's a really good
Martin,
scene.
our biologist, deduces that the cat's bites are venomous.
It's not really venomous. I guess it's more infectious than anything, but he does describe it as venomous.
Well, the cat's a mutant.
And it certainly does infect George Kennedy's character with troubling side effects. He starts to like combust in a way. Like his tendons are pulsing, his blood's hemorrhaging, it's spurting from orifices. They kind of tease an alien scene, but I guess they didn't have the budget to go full chest burster on George Kennedy. Or maybe he didn't want to do that, do all that.
The effects on his ankle alone, that was pretty good.
Yeah, but what they actually do is pretty good. Yeah. It's just it doesn't go the whole way like you kind of expect it to do when you're watching the movie. He just sort of dies while he's hemorrhaging and they wrap him in a blanket and toss him overboard.
Rachel tries to call for help, but Walter destroys any means of communication because he's intent on reaching the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, I mean he's got a lot of money waiting there, hasn't he? It's a fuck calling for help. I love when characters do that. Like they remove the way out. So, it's all about to go tits up for everyone on board.
I don't think they understand the full weight of the threat that is posed by this cat.
Yeah, they don't know it's a Russian dog killer cat.
Now they have no way of communicating with anybody.
But yeah, that's George Kennedy's scenes done with. Like this is the thing that he liked to do a lot in movies. Like he'll show up in any old shit, but he's not going to be there for the whole duration. Like he has glorified cameos, and this is probably one of the better ones that I've seen actually from George Kennedy. At least he gets to die in a sort of spectacular way.
He just arrives, he collects his paycheck, and he dips.
I know, right? It's exactly what I'd do if I was an actor. I'd be just like him and Eric Roberts. Like, yeah, just as long as I get the money, it's like today or tomorrow, I'll join your movie. I think that's the mindset that they had for some of these projects that they work on, especially Eric Roberts. We should do an Eric Roberts deep dive at some point. I think you'd really enjoy that, Marianne.
No, I'm good.
No, no hesitation. You're busy that day.
I don't feel like watching 17,000 fucking movies in one sitting.
We don't have to watch them all. We can just watch the main ones. Although I think
There's-
we've really
What are the
watched
main ones?
I think we've watched the main one, to be honest. Runaway Train. We watched that a few weeks ago, where him and John Voight got Oscar nominations for those performances. Imagine George Kennedy getting Oscar nominated for Uninvited. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, but
'Cause-
Runaway Train is a long time ago. He makes a lot of,
Yeah, that was peak Eric Roberts
I want to
back
say,
then.
he makes a lot of to-be slop now. And I don't say that in a derogatory way because I love to-be movies. But like, Mega Boa, that's the kind of shit he does now.
Yeah, a lot of them are low effort stuff. Like he has a whole franchise. I don't know if it's a Tubi original or whatever, but there's this whole franchise where he plays a doctor that stalks his patients, and I think there's like 6 or 7 movies in it right now. Like I don't know if he's there the whole time, but
Yeah.
there's a franchise that's built on his face. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what we do for the episode, Maria. Stalked by my doctor deep dive.
I've seen a few and I feel like I've seen them all.
You've seen Megaboa.
Yes, I have.
I think I've probably seen that, but it's one of those movies where you forget it as soon as it's over. It's sort of like Sharknado. I don't remember the details of Sharknado, except that there were sharks in a tornado, of course. But other than
Sharks in a
that,
tornado. Some really bad acting by the least interesting character on 90210. I forget his character's name on 90210, but it's Ian Ziering. And some really bad acting from Tara Reid. But I like Sharknado. I never watched the last one. I went through pretty much the whole franchise. I think the last one I didn't watch it from the best of my recollection because the person that I watched the others with had some kind of agreement to watch the last one with someone else.
okay.
And so at the time it was like, no, we can't watch that yet. And I never did.
Oh,
But it's fine. I watched the others and kind of gives me a good idea of what I'm missing out on or not missing out on.
there's no fear of missing out on the rest of the Sharknado franchise.
I
I
mean,
watched
when the second they went time traveling, I was done.
this time travel. That must
Yeah.
not be in the ones that I watched. I only watched the first 2. Me and my girlfriend, like, we had this idea that we would watch the whole franchise, and it wasn't as fun as we expected it to be, I think. So we just stopped after the second one.
It's stupid fun. And the first one, if I'm not mistaken, is the most watched sci-fi original movie in the history of the channel.
Oh.
So at that point, sequels were kind of a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, it's basically a blockbuster. It's the new Jaws.
No, it's not.
Okay, that's too much.
Jaws is the new Jaws. And while I won't get too much into it, I really miss old Steven Spielberg. I
Oh,
went to go
yeah.
and see his new movie this weekend.
Yeah, I
Oof,
forgot you went to watch that. Was it not good?
wasn't bad.
Or was it just kind of just there?
It's there. It
It's one of those
exists.
movies. What did you rate it? Because I haven't
Three
seen your rating.
stars
3 stars. Okay.
for Disclosure Day. Listen, I have not a bad word to say about Spielberg usually. Jaws and Jurassic Park are two of my favorite all-time movies, probably two of my most rewatched movies.
Yeah.
And then this, which is supposed to have aliens in it. I don't know. I like my alien movies with aliens. It was a
Same.
little, and the thing that killed me about Disclosure Day was it had the recipe to be one of the greatest movies of all time. Directed by Spielberg, written by David Coep, scored by John Williams, starring Emily Blunt and Josh O'Connor.
All the elements are there.
All the elements for a massively successful movie are there. I love Emily Blunt and Josh O'Connor. Yeah, I fell asleep in the theater.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy. It's a long movie though, isn't it? It's like what,
2
3
and a half.
hours?
Well, all of his movies are long. The length doesn't bother me.
Katie?
I settled in, prepared for a long movie. Also, it was like 5,000 fucking degrees on Friday. So I was just looking for a place to go after work where I could get some air conditioning, get some refuge from the heat.
Okay, strategic thinking then.
And yeah, I fell asleep. I think I nodded off for 10 minutes.
Boy.
And something in the movie shook me awake. But it's always a bad sign when I fall asleep.
Revived by John Williams.
Pretty much, except his score was so. Oh,
Did he phone it in or?
I don't know. He's created some of the most iconic pieces of music for movies, and this, like, if I had not seen his name in the opening credits, I would have never assumed it was him. Nothing special about it whatsoever.
It's just generic then.
A bit of a letdown. When I can say that I enjoyed a movie like Uninvited more than Disclosure Day, whoa.
Hey, not too much on Uninvited. This is kind of like Jaws as well when you think about it.
Stop saying that.
It's a killer
It's
animal.
not. It's not like Jaws at all.
It's my
Oh my
pussy's going
god.
crazy on a boat. Like, what's more Jaws than that, Maria?
There is no cat in Jaws, for starters.
Lucky them. But
Oh,
they would have
God.
been in a lot more trouble if the cat had been on that boat at the end.
Anyways, let's turn this tangent back. Lance
Yeah.
and Bobby are about to have sex, and Lance's hand is numb.
He gets shot in the shoulder. And I guess they medicate him or something.
But then the cat bites off a couple of Lance's fingers, and he doesn't notice because he can't feel his hand.
And he pulls the cover back and his hand is just getting mauled by this cat. It's pretty amazing. It's one of the many scenes where you just laugh at what you see.
Because Martin thinks that this cat is infected with something, Lance decides that he needs to commit suicide because he doesn't want to turn into a zombie. I don't know what he thinks he's going to turn into because Mike didn't turn into anything before he died. He just died.
Exactly. I would assume that what happened to him is just what's going to happen to you, which, like, jumping into the water is not really going to change anything.
Mm.
But, suicide's not enough, Marianne, is it?
No, it's a murder-suicide because he decides to take Bobby with him for some inexplicable reason.
Yeah, she's trying to stop him from jumping and, like, they just end up both going in the water and they never come back up. Like, that's how these two characters die in this movie, I guess. They land in the water, never come back up. So,
They
like,
die by jumping in water. It's actually really stupid.
so, like, is he, like, down there just holding her down as she's
I
trying
mean,
to,
that's
like,
what I
swim to the
imagine.
surface? Like,
'Cause
that's the
why
only
else?
explanation, isn't it? Like,
The boat isn't
taking
even
you with me,
that
bitch.
tall. It's what, like a 5, maybe 6-foot fall?
Yeah.
It's
So,
not
like-
that high. And I mean, for him to die, fine. But her, I expected her to resurface, and neither of them ever do.
Yeah, a couple of the others dive in looking for it, but that's it. They never see it again. They're dead in the water.
Now, the cat's intentions are known. Everybody's on high alert. One of the improvised crewmen, Corey, decides to place several pieces of food in the engine room to lure out the cat, which works. But then when he tries to shoot it, he shoots a pipe and causes a steam blast that kills him. Really great effects in that scene, by the way. Like his face being burned and melted off. It's awesome.
Yeah, and if it's not obvious by now, the characters in this movie are really, really dumb. Like, there's not a genius among them.
Painfully dumb.
Like, maybe Rachel's got a bit of brains about her. Like, she's trying to resolve things, and so is the other guy, Martin, right?
Yeah,
They're the thinking people in this crew. The rest of them fucking brain dead.
at least they're being proactive.
Not like Bobby, who's like sunning herself on the boat. Just, we're all gonna die. It's hopeless.
Well, no, Bobby's dead.
Bobby? Who's the other one? Is it Suzanne, the blonde one?
Suzanne, you're getting them all confused.
Well,
Bobby fell
it's
overboard with Lance.
okay.
It's
Suzanne's the
Suzanne.
one. Okay.
So the cat gets into the yacht's food and infects it. So there's no food, and it's kind of turning into Lord of the Flies aboard this boat. Everybody's kind of turning on each other, except for Rachel and Martin. They have they have a flirtation going on. They're working together. They're the only ones with, more than two brain cells. But Suzanne is starting to lose her shit. She thinks that they're hoarding food for themselves.
Yeah, she gets real paranoid real fast. Outside of all the "we're all gonna die" crap that she starts pulling, very dramatically as well. It's like she's throwing in a big performance.
She eats a few bites of bread, and they tell her not to eat any of it, but
Yeah,
she
she's
doesn't
like,
care.
I knew they were hoarding food, and it's
Screw you
fucking loose
guys.
bits of bread that are lying around. Like, if they were hoarding food, would they? Would it be like crumbs of bread? But yeah, that's her thought process. They were hoarding food by scattering it around, and of course, it's the
Exactly.
poison food.
Only for the poison to cause her neck veins to pop, killing her. Another great scene,
Yeah,
practical
it
effects wise. Like some really
bubbles
good
up and
effects in this
everything, doesn't
movie.
it?
I mean, it's not like Savini level, but
No, no,
still,
and a lot of the stuff they do is achieved by sort of cutting from one shot to another. So I don't think you actually see the bubble burst that she gets on her neck. It just transitions to a shot after it's burst, and she's got blood everywhere and screaming and groaning and acting. At this performance, oh my god, it's the highlight of the movie, but for, I don't know, maybe the wrong reasons. But that's Suzanne dead. She ate poison bread. The cat watches this go down, disbelief like the rest of us.
we're down to just Walter, Rachel, and Martin. The storm arrives, and inevitably the yacht begins to sink. So Walter, Rachel, and Martin have no choice but to evacuate on a lifeboat.
Yeah, the yacht begins to sink, but when it cuts away to the shot of the yacht sinking, it's so clearly a model boat. Yeah,
It's a toy boat in a bathtub, probably.
yeah, like the shot of it sinking is just the boat fully tilting in the water. Like, they couldn't make it more obvious. Like, it's not immersive at all, and I kind of love that. It just
No,
cuts
it's
away.
awesome.
It's sort of like what's that producer's name? Roger Corman. Like, he used to do shit like that in this movie where it's like clearly fake cutaways.
Walter throws two briefcases full of money into the lifeboat and goes to retrieve a third, but he's killed by the cat.
Yeah, that's another little plot point. He has like 3 cases, each with $1 million in. But like making it off the boat with $2 million in suitcases, that's not enough. He has to go back and get the third one because why the fuck not?
If he had just been satisfied with the two briefcases, he would have been fine.
Exactly, but no, he has to go back for the third one, and that's when the cat gets it.
So the underlying message here is that greed is bad.
You think that's a message of the movie? This is a message
Not the
movie that we
movie, but
watched
of
here.
this scene. There's no message to the movie. I mean, the
This
movie
is
itself is stupid, and I mean that in the best possible way.
this movie is a withering critique of corporate greed.
The message of this scene is like, greed is bad, kids. Because he wouldn't necessarily be dead if he had just gotten on the fucking lifeboat. But Rachel and Martin escape in the lifeboat with the two briefcases, but the cat is not far behind them and attacks them.
Yeah, it's like the cat like comes from like the bottom of the boat, just pounces on them. So it's sort of like Cape Fear, where he tags along under the car.
It's an underwater cat.
He's-
I thought cats didn't like water.
I know, right? But this cat was willing to go in the water at least briefly just to get at these people.
This cat thrives on water. He like reaches full power while he's in water. The cat attacks them and they decide to hit it with a briefcase, knocking it into the water, but he's back.
He just keeps coming. It's like
He's
the
not giving
Jason
up that
Voorhees of
easy.
cats.
So they're about to throw one of the briefcases into the water because Martin says there needs to be something else floating in the water.
Yeah, that's all the cat wants. It wants something to float on. That's his
Yeah.
theory.
So he's about to throw the briefcase, but Rachel, who's much smarter than him, is like, wait a minute, let's empty the fucking briefcase first.
Yeah, let's take this money.
So they put the money into a duffel bag, knock the cat overboard a second time, and then watch it climb onto the briefcase and slowly float away.
Yeah, and the cat seems pretty happy about this arrangement, actually. It's like, yep, this is what I wanted. You were right, guy. It floats off into the distance. I love the scene, though, when it first attacks them. And, like, you can tell that someone off camera has just clearly thrown this cat hand puppet thing at them. It's so hilarious and cheesy.
It is.
And that's, like, the recurring thing throughout this movie. Is the cat creature effects. They're just they're fake in a really good, fun way.
This is a real, like, 1980s gem for me.
Yeah.
And this was the first watch for me, too. Anytime we sit down to watch a movie and it's your pick,
Oh,
I
no.
always kind of sigh or groan or roll my eyes. Like, there's always, like, oh my God, what is he going to put me through this time?
His reservations. And I'm like, oh, we'll see.
And this was very pleasantly surprising for me.
Yeah, it worked out. Like, this was a banger.
So Rachel and Martin finally reached the Cayman Islands with their duffel bag full of money, and I guess it's a happy ending for them. They survive. They've got all this cash. They're going to go bang somewhere.
Yeah, they're going to thrive. She didn't get a boat back, but whatevs.
Well, he's going to buy her a new boat.
Yeah.
Do you think
boat.
they spread the money all over the bed and had sex on it? Because that's the first thing I'd do.
That never occurred to me, but me and you were different people.
I'm pretty sure I've even seen that in a movie.
Yeah, I was going to say,
somewhere.
I'm sure I've seen that in a movie or two before. So, yeah, you're not the only person. My mind didn't go there. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I guess I don't need to be rich to do that. I could just pull a $20 bill out of an ATM. And
Money's filthy. Let's make it filthier. That's your mindset.
You get the vision.
Yeah. Maybe. I hope they did that.
While these two are living happily ever after, the cat washes up on a beach somewhere.
Yeah, this ending.
And a little boy picks it up. Except the cat that was at the beginning of the movie a tabby is now black.
Yeah, like I don't know what they put in the water out there.
But we know it's the same cat because the camera pans onto the shore and you see the briefcase. So the cat has floated ashore on this briefcase, but it's a black cat now for absolutely no reason that I can see.
Like the fact that it zooms in like this big dramatic ending on what is clearly a different cat to what we've watched throughout the movie. It's so stupid and goofy.
Is
makes
it
you
part of
wonder
the
what
mutation?
happened. It can't be though, because there's no forewarning that anything like that would happen, because it's the same cat the whole time.
What happened to the tabby is what I want to know.
I know, right? Like, did the cat
What did you do to
die
it?
or something? Did they actually cast this cat adrift on that suitcase?
Or no,
and
but like,
lose it?
did something happen to this cat during filming and they had to find a new cat and they were too lazy to actually find another tabby? Tabbies are like some of the most common fucking cats.
Yeah, I mean, just get a cat that kind of looks similar. This cat is completely different color. Completely, it doesn't even have long fur. It's
I
just
would
a
have.
regular black cat.
Well, that's it. The tabby had long fur. This black cat is short hair and sleek. I would have accepted a gray cat. Gray is at least somewhat closer than pitch fucking black.
What a twist ending.
We zoom in on this kid cuddling the cat, completely unaware of any danger that's about to befall him.
Yeah, that cat's about to fuck this kid up.
But like, if I was watching this without any measurable critical thinking, I would just think like, oh, this cute kid found a cat.
Yeah.
Because it's not the same cat. This
Maybe it's a separate
this is a happy ending for everybody. Happy ending for
Yeah.
Rachel and Martin. Happy ending for this poor stray cat that washed ashore, and a happy ending for this kid who's definitely not about to get his face eaten off.
Maybe they were like setting up for a sequel with this ending, which we never got, by the way. We never got Uninvited 2. And I don't know why, because I'd watch it.
I can guess why. I feel like in the 80s, to get a sequel, you had to reach a certain box office that only
you had to make more than $10
Michael,
at the
Jason,
box
Freddie.
office.
Yeah, that's it, right?
Like, I'd never heard of this movie until I randomly saw it on Judge Kennedy's Letterboxd page and decided that I was going to watch it. So I'm going to assume it wasn't a smash hit back in 1988. You were there, you'll know. Was it?
They had a budget of fuck you. They had a budget of. I was 3 years old when
Oh.
this movie came out.
Okay.
They had a budget of $200,000, but
And it shows.
I don't see anything about box office.
They weren't measuring the box office for
Listen.
Uninvited. Most of that budget probably went on George Kennedy.
Vinegar Syndrome did a 4K.
Well, yeah. We didn't watch the 4K,
ultimately,
though.
the box office doesn't matter, but I think that whatever it made, it definitely was not enough for the studio. Who's the studio?
It certainly deserved more than whatever it
New
made.
Star Video. Heritage Entertainment. Yeah, okay, this wasn't a major studio piece. Yeah, there's no way. Maybe if this had been a Roger Corman vehicle, we would have gotten sequels. That's one thing about Roger Corman. He did not give a fuck about how well his movies did. Like, if he wants to do 5 of them, you're gonna get 5.
Yeah, him and Charles Band are like that. Like, you give Charles Band an idea, he'll make 7 movies out of it,
Exactly.
each stupider than the last. Like, Evil Bong's got like 8 movies now, maybe even more.
Charles Band needs to chill the fuck out with the Evil Bong movies. I'm sorry.
If you see any Evil Bong versus Ginger Dead Man, I know we watched 1 or 2 of them together. I think we watched the first 2
I
together,
have
right?
not I have not watched any Evil Bong with you. I watched the first one.
Did we not watch it together?
Nope. I watched the first one on Tubi quite a while ago.
Oh.
It was funny and stupid, but to me has no rewatchability.
No,
It's
I
like the
mean,
type of
I
movie.
have rewatched it though.
Of
Sorry.
course you have. But it has no rewatchability in my opinion. Like, I watched it, I didn't hate it. It was, like, cute for what it was. Didn't go in with the highest
Yeah,
expectations,
it's a cheap,
but
stupid
it's not
idea.
like it's made its way onto some annual rewatch list for me.
You're not gonna
Like,
watch this every 420?
no.
No, okay. No, I get it.
I have better movies to watch every 420. Get out of here.
Better movies than Evil Bong with Brandy C from Rock of Love, who I immediately recognized.
Of course you did.
She's the memorable one in this movie. Although I think Bill Moseley shows up in the first one too.
He does. No, my 420 watch list actually doesn't even include a lot of horror movies. I watch Idle Hands and Cabin in the Woods usually on 420 and Dazed and Confused. It's not a horror movie, but yeah, Evil Bong. There's no rewatchability there, and it wasn't enough for me to be like, yeah, I want to do this deep dive and watch 7 fucking movies. There's no way.
There's still
But
time.
no, but there's not enough there to stretch it out.
I mean, there was barely enough for the first movie.
Exactly.
We could have been on Uninvited 8 by now. Like Killer Cat Takes Manhattan or something, you know?
Except it's really Vancouver.
Yeah, that classic switch up.
I mean, he's already been on a boat, right? And the whole movie took place on a boat.
So not only is this movie just like Jaws, it's also just like Jason Takes Manhattan. That's what we're saying, guys.
Stop it.
This is my Jaws. Dare I say it's better than what Spielberg cooked up. Can't even say his name. No,
I'm
it's
not
not.
editing that out, by the way. I'm just going to
You-
let you get ripped apart.
What, for my mispronunciation or for saying that Uninvited
For
is
saying
better
that
than
this is better
Jaws?
than Jaws.
It's not. It's not. It's fun though. I'll probably rewatch Jaws one more than I'll watch this one, to be honest.
Probably.
Probably. Yeah, I will. I feel like rewatches of Uninvited is as much fun as we had. It's probably gonna have diminishing returns.
I don't agree.
You don't agree?
It's mindless crap. And again,
is.
I mean that in the most complimentary way. Yeah, the hand puppet style creature. I know some people would probably look at the practical effects and think it looks kind of silly and yeah, the model in a bathtub miniatures, some like really questionable overdubbing of cat noises.
Yeah, because this cat, whenever it's moving around, it's like, god
Yeah.
damn. I had a cat like that once. It started to get to me by the end.
By the end, what did you do to this poor cat?
Rehomed it. I had 3 cats, and like 2 of them didn't get along with the other one. But the other one was like our first cat that me and my girlfriend had together, so she was staying. So we just rehomed the other 2 because we didn't want our poor old cat getting bullied for the rest of her life.
That's fair.
But yeah,
Dogs are better than cats anyway.
Yeah, but yeah, this one cat, she was sort of like the cat in this movie. Just whenever she saw you, I know,
Aw.
God, you've been fed.
That's cute.
Leave it alone.
This is where they could have gone with the sequel. It could have been a dog instead of a cat.
Hell yeah, do it with a parakeet.
Yeah. Hamster, goldfish.
I'm sure there's an evil hamster movie out there.
There's a lot of movies out there that shouldn't exist.
Killer Bone.
No, you know what? I'd probably go more like, what's that guy's name? I watched 2 of his movies recently. I wouldn't even call him a director. What was the movie I watched? Oh my God. Sex Squatch? Curse of the Sex Squatch or some shit.
It's Chris Seaver. Chris Seaver. That's
There
who
you
you're
go.
talking
See,
about.
there you go. Only you
He's
know
made
that
dozens of movies
information.
like that,
And
yeah.
you've watched so many of his movies, and I watched 1 or 2, and I'm like, okay, I'm good on this guy. this is actual garbage.
Yeah, he's one of my most watched horror directors on my Letterboxd stats.
You should
Chris
be ashamed
Seaver.
of that.
I know, right? I've seen like over a dozen of them, I think. He did that really cringy Twilight parody, Taint Light, which
Okay.
is one of the movies you watched, right? Taint Light.
Yeah. A long time
God.
ago, I watched that.
Lots of sexual assault jokes in that and incest jokes. Like, I want to say that movie's not aged well, but it wasn't well aged when it came out. Like, it was dead
Show
on
me one
arrival.
of his movies that has aged well.
There isn't one. Like, some are more tolerable than others. That's the best thing you can say about Chris Seaver, really. Like, occasionally the jokes land. It's just that there's like 25 jokes that don't land for everyone that does.
I watch plenty of movies that haven't aged well, and I'm able to kind of enjoy them for what they were and the time in which they came out. Scary Movie falls into that category. And I love Scary Movie, but there's some jokes that are like, but I I
This man.
watched them in a 2001 frame of mind.
Yeah.
So, but Chris Seaver, like, whereas in Scary Movie, you maybe have one or two jokes that are like, "Ooh, that's not great." The rest of it is hilarious. With Chris Seaver, it's just from start to finish,
It's kind of the
nothing
opposite,
but
isn't it?
these
Like,
jokes that have not aged well. Like, there's not one joke in any of these movies. There's no relief.
so would you prefer to watch the whole Evil Bong franchise over the whole Teen Ape franchise? Not that it's really a
Yes.
franchise, he just sort of drops him into these
Yes, but
shitty
I'm
movies.
not watching it. I'm not watching that. But yes, I would rather.
Okay, noted.
But
I'm just writing this down.
no, you're not.
Evil Bong Marathon.
No. There
Okay.
will be no Evil Bong marathon in my future, I think. I might, you know what? I've never watched Evil Bong versus Ginger Dead Man.
Have you
And I've
seen the
been
original Ginger Dead Man with Guy
No, I've
Busey?
been told by multiple people that I should watch that matchup. But
It's so terrible. Like the whole. I think I've seen 3 of
is it
those
worse than
movies.
Freddy versus Jason?
Yes, definitely. Like
The bar is low.
the visual effects they're not good on this Ginger Dead Man, but it's kind of funny because it's Gary Busey doing it. At least in the first movie, they replaced him with someone else for the sequels, but he's in the first one. So
Poor Gary
watch that
Busey,
one.
man. He'll do anything for a buck.
Yeah,
All these movies that kind of are questionable, and Uninvited is definitely not one of them. It's a lot of fun, and not too many, no well-known names really, apart from George Kennedy, I think, and Rob Estes, which I'm telling on myself a little bit here.
yeah. I don't know who that is.
He was probably in his prime in the early 90s. He was on shows like 90210 and Melrose Place. He was
I never
big on.
watched those, so
No, I know, I did. But I think he started out in soap operas and moved his way up to primetime soap operas. And when I say known, I mean, that's what he's known for.
yeah. I just looked at his letterbox page and like there's like a dozen movies here that are just romances that look exactly the same. Like even the posters are pretty much identical. So he's definitely found his niche now.
I think now he's like on Hallmark a lot.
Of the Mall, that was a good movie, I thought. A year after this was made, he was
It's
in
always
Phantom
fun
of
to
the
look
Mall.
at the cast lists for these relatively unknown movies in the 80s because you'll always find someone, you know?
They're always in either really cheap horror movies or really cheesy looking romance movies. One of these actresses was in Home Alone 4, which is
Ew.
a much lower point than Uninvited in her career.
There's only 2 Home Alone movies.
I agree. And I've not even watched the one that they did. I want to say 5 years ago, was it? It was like some British kid.
Well, I watched it.
Did you watch it? Was it good?
Absolutely fucking not.
I can't say I'm surprised. Like I've never, as much as a franchise completist as I can be sometimes, I don't know if I ever need to finish the Home Alone saga.
They brought Buzz back.
They brought Buzz back. Hell yeah,
Buzz.
they got the big hitters.
The ginger older brother that used to bully Kevin.
Does his girlfriend make an appearance?
No,
Oh,
he plays. I don't even know if he
woof.
plays a cop or if he's a security guard, but we're supposed to believe that he's like in law enforcement.
So it's not the same character then. It's
Yeah, it
just
is. He's
it's the
Buzz
same-
McAllister.
Okay, amazing.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's really, truly fucking awful.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I know that now. I'll
I
cross
mean,
that one off the watch
I'm
list.
guessing the residual checks from Home Alone only go so far.
I saw him in a documentary recently, though, and he was pretty funny in that. Very self-deprecating about his lack of success post Home Alone.
Love to see it.
What did you rate Uninvited?
3 stars, I believe.
Wow, that's harsh.
Why is
I
that
give-
harsh?
I give it 3.5.
Hang on. Let
I'm
me.
hanging. I'm judging.
I gave it 3.5.
Oh, yeah, we're
Sorry.
back.
Well, I
Cancellation
mean,
cancelled.
listen, I'm not putting it. I enjoyed it. Why is that harsh? You give something 3.5 stars and it's a good thing.
I know, right?
Why is it bad when I give it 3.5 stars?
Well, in my defense, you did say 3 originally.
Okay, but why is that bad? It's only half a star difference.
Because you're a 5-star hoe. We've established this.
Listen, I have to, as much as I
You have to
enjoyed
balance
this
it out a little
movie,
bit.
I have to like compare it to other movies that I give 5 stars. And I'll say Jaws, since you used that as an example before. This is not, as much as I enjoy this movie, it's not in the same stratosphere as Jaws, which has 5 stars. So I'm
No,
not
even I'll admit that.
like, there has to be something to differentiate it. Like this is like peak slop, good slop,
No,
if that
I
makes
get it.
any
I see the vision,
sense.
yeah. I mean, it's well above average for a movie that I picked for us to watch together. And hey, we got an episode out of it as well. So, like, the odds of it being a total bust originally, pretty high, but it
Because again,
worked.
you picked it. Usually
So what we've
if
learned is that I
history
should
would
pick more often.
no,
Oh, okay.
even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Okay.
I don't know about twice a day, that's generous, but listen, no, this was a good one. I was very pleasantly surprised. I'm kind of ashamed to admit this. I'm a very like judge a book by its cover type of person. The opening credits came and I'm like, "Ugh," right away I got a vibe. I was like, I'm gonna fucking hate this. And then I went onto Letterbox to log it and to look at the poster and the synopsis. And then I sighed like doubly hard. It's like, oh fuck me. Like there's no chance in hell that I like this movie.
You also went on there to claim the best review for the movie before I could even attempt to use the same line. The Scary Movie 2 reference.
Help, my pussy's gone crazy.
Vile of you.
You know what's funny? I wrote that review in the first 5 minutes of the movie. I didn't even rate it. I was like, oh, I see where this is going. So I took it because I knew
Got in
you were going
early.
to take it.
Okay, I get it. I mean, at least you didn't rate it early. You just reviewed it early.
Be 100% honest right now. If we'd gotten to the end of the movie and I had not yet written a review, what would your review have been?
Probably
Be
would have been
honest.
that. I'm not going to lie.
Exactly.
Like, it's such an easy one to go for. It's funny.
Well, I reached for it first. You wrote a very good wordy review.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I try to say something about the movie, even if I'm verbose about it.
Verbose.
Exactly.
Homer says, increase your wordiness. Using fancy words now. If I hadn't have taken that one, I think you would have taken it. And then I would have had to actually work to write a review. See, it was
Yeah,
born
and who
out
wants
of
to do that?
it was born out of laziness.
Drew the short straw on this one. You freaking outmaneuvered me. You hit me with a checkmate 5 minutes into the game.
Mm.
You cut right to the core of this movie with your review. But yeah, kind of an obscure one this week, but we both recommend it.
Yeah,
Especially
definitely.
if you're into 80s cheese, even 90s cheese. It's got a
80s
bit of that vibe
slop.
too.
There's a lot
Not
of
80s boobs,
questionable stuff in it, but like you said earlier, it somehow makes the movie more endearing. Like it in some movies it doesn't work. You look at the cheap effects and
takes you out of it.
but this movie is just so silly to begin with that there's not really something to get super invested in. The model boat for me is one of the silliest scenes.
Yeah, that didn't take me out at all. That only immersed me further.
Some
The
hardcore
joy.
cinephile would be like, look at this cheap shit. Kind of turning their nose down to it. And us, it's like, look at this cheap shit with the
Exactly,
biggest
yeah.
smiles on our faces.
Look at this cheap shit, guys. That's the message of this episode.
It's awesome.
Check it out.
2 thumbs up for you and your pick this week. One pick this week that was good because you picked something else this week that wasn't.
What did I pick? I've forgotten.
Trick or Treat.
1 out of 2 is not bad.
Big picture. It's probably like 7 out of 90.
Well, let's focus on this week. That's the whole concept of the podcast. 1 week at a time. Every Tuesday.
Your batting average for the week is mid because it's 50-50.
Fabulous. Okay, and if you enjoyed this episode, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. We appreciate it every time. And on
We
that
do.
note, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Will we?
Perhaps.